Like I bought Bitcoin at 9,000 and I thought I was being fleeced. But the reason I bought it at 9 was because COVID shut down the world economy. So I thought it was pretty, when they started printing, so I bought Bitcoin at 9. I wish I'd bought it at 10 cents like a lot of people did. But now I look like a genius because today it's around 55,000. This is April 2021. And I think it's going to go to 1.2 million in 5 more years. So I'm still advocating it all. I prefer gold and silver, I do, because Bitcoin is still untested. But I have the wherewithal to withstand the hit if it goes down. But gold and silver are God's money. I know because I've traveled the world looking for this stuff. And I've been in the Andes, I've been in Mongolia, been in Argentina. I was just in Park City, which is a silver mining place. So I'm very much in favor of gold and silver because it's God's money. God put it here. I'm not really religious, but I'm saying God put it here. And then now with AOC and their Green New Deal, silver is going to be used more and more for the environmental. So silver is an industrial metal, but like the thing that really is strange is I can't buy it at retail. So I go to, a coin dealer and I just test them and say, have you got any silver? I said, yeah, in about 6 months. Why is the price not higher then? That's what I don't understand. Yeah, I don't trust the academic elite. That's called Bernanke and Yellen, and now we have Powell. These guys are communists. They print money. They're central bankers. I really don't like how they screw everybody. It makes me rich because all the CEOs take all this fake money and they drive up the stock price. But the working class guy is getting screwed. The person working for money, trying to pay the rent, they can't afford to buy a house. They don't buy stocks. They're just surviving day to day, and the price of food keeps going up and all this. That's what happens when you print money. That's what brought Hitler to power, after 1918, when the Weimar Republic started printing all this fake money. You saw it in Zimbabwe, it's happening in Venezuela, and they screw the poor. It makes me sad. Why don't we, I've always said, why don't we have financial education in school? Just teach them Gresham's law. Bad money drives out good money. Yet our school teachers, those idiots, teach kids to save money. You gotta be crazy. Just tell kids to save silver. They'd be a lot better off. Now it's, Michelle, I'm an old guy, Trump and I are the same age. And I hang out with young guys and I ask them questions about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And there's so many different crypto. The reason I say Bitcoin is untested, because it is untested. It's only been around since 2009 or something. So that's why I'm very cautious with it. The same as all the other altcoins. And I think altcoins are here to stay, but I don't know which one will survive. Remember, I know you're too young. When Amazon came out, so did Pets.com. And people were buying Pets.com, and Pets.com disappeared, and Amazon became the behemoth of the world. So I didn't know anything about .com, and I don't know anything about crypto. So I talked to the young guys who are in it every single day, and they kind of filled me up. So they told me to buy. I interviewed this guy, Robert Breedlove. He's a CPA plus a finance guy from Wall Street and all this. And he is probably the most knowledgeable on Bitcoin in my personal experience. And he is the one who's saying it's 1.2 million. So of all the people, I trust him. Then I asked him, I said, what happens if somebody, like let's say you and I start our own coffee Bitcoin. He says, the beauty of Bitcoin is it adapts. So if this coffee Bitcoin starts kicking Bitcoin's butt, the Bitcoin will adapt. It's very similar to Amazon. Amazon adapted. It could morph, it could change. As new .coms came online, it could absorb them. So that's why social media is so strong today. Once they got a foothold, they could take over any competitor they had. So the cryptocurrencies, everybody's into cryptocurrency. Every young guy is trying to start their own Bitcoin now. But what this guy, Robert Breedlove, was telling me, Bitcoin will eat him alive. So I don't know if that's true or not, but being an old guy, I got to trust the young guys. That's all I'm saying. Possibly. I mean, you're really asking the wrong. I'm pretty good, Michelle. I'm pretty good with gold and silver. I've been all over the world. You know, I was in Mongolia, I was in the Andes, I was in Argentina. I love this stuff. I love gold and silver. Like I said, I was just in Park City. I wanted to see the mining museum there. You know, I'm a old guy miner. I like it. And I can see, touch, and feel it. I own lots of gold and silver. I have no ETFs, zero. I have some mining shares, but I don't trust paper. I don't trust Wall Street, and I don't trust my government. That's why. You see, I'm from Hawaii. I own zero property in Hawaii because they're a communist nation. I used to live in California. I own no property in California. I only own property in red states, like Arizona and Texas and things like that. The other thing about real estate is dependent upon jobs. So I don't have low income housing. When I buy real estate, like in San Antonio, Texas, I bought a huge 450 unit apartment house right next to a hospital chain. And as you know, hospitals are in high demand. So as long as when I'm buying, I've got to make sure that it's a red state, not a communist state. And there's got to be a demand for what I call workforce housing, for all the nurses and the orderlies and all that next to a hospital. So when I'm buying real estate, you know, I'm very cautious who my customer is. Like next to hospitals and another one's insurance companies, they'll always be in business. So I'm only buying property where there's jobs. So I'm very cautious about that. I'm just really fortunate. I was going to buy an office building not too far from my house. I'm glad I didn't buy it because it's empty today. You know, everybody's working from home. So sometimes some of the best deals I bought are the ones I didn't get. But everything's changing so fast. That's a very valid question you ask. But always remember this, real estate is dependent upon jobs. That's the most important thing. Well, let's go back again to Amazon. You know, like I was talking about, Bitcoin will adapt to the environment and it'll absorb any competitor coming in. Well, that's what Amazon did. It absorbed anybody who came into it. So Amazon is now eating retail. So I would hate to be a retailer today.